السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن سيدنا ونبينا محمدًا عبده ورسوله أرسله الله تعالى بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا. فصلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن استنى بسنته واهتدى بهديه إلى يوم الدين. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل بدعة ضلالة. My dear respected brothers in Islam, I begin as always asking that you, or humbly requesting that you turn off these electronic devices, cell phones and pagers, which have a tendency to ring at the most inopportune time and disturb us during our ibadah. I also humbly request as always that you open your ears, your minds, and your hearts to what I'm about to say. Brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Messenger in the Quran and Hadith have both been highly attentive to the subject of Muslim unity and fostering a cohesive Muslim community. It is for this reason that they have prohibited every behavior that could possibly lead to enmity and division. In fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has dedicated the greater part of an entire surah, Surah Al-Hujurat, to this end, counseling the Muslims on their interpersonal relations and warning them against every word or deed that can lead the Muslims, can lead the believers who should love one another to despise one another instead. In one verse, for example, Allah says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اجْتَنِبُوا كَثِيرًا مِنَ الظَّنِّ إِنَّ بَعْضَ الظَّنِّ إِثْمٌ وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. O you who believe, avoid a great deal of suspicion. Indeed, some suspicion is sin. And do not spy upon one another. In this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentions one of those divisive, enmity-causing behaviors, suspicion, adhan. What is intended is evil assumptions and baseless mistrust harbored by one Muslim against another. Allah says, يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا اجْتَنِبُوا. O you who believe, avoid. Indicating that engaging in this prohibited behavior, is unbecoming of a true believer. And that making evil assumptions about other Muslims is a sign of weak faith. اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن. Avoid a great deal of suspicion. قال كثيرا من الظن ولم يقل كل الظن. He said avoid a great deal of suspicion and not all suspicion, because some suspicion is justified, as indicated by the statement attributed to Al-Faruq, Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, which he said, من عرض نفسه للتهمة فلا يلومن من أساء ظن به. He said, radiallahu anhu, whoever exposes himself to suspicion should not blame the one who is suspicious of him. اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم. Indeed, some suspicion is sin. So what is this some suspicion which is sin? Some of the scholars have said it refers to ظنك السوء بأخيك المسلم بلا مستند, jumping to conclusions about a fellow Muslim without good reason. So brothers and sisters, any suspicion which is unjustified is sinful. Also, when a person speaks or acts based upon mere suspicion prior to confirming the accuracy of what he or she suspects, that person is also guilty of sinful suspicion as well. As Al-Qadi Iyad rahimahullah ta'ala, he relayed from Sufyan al-Thawri rahimahullah that he said, الظن الذي يأثم به هو ما ظنه وتكلم به فإن لم يتكلم فلم يأثم. The sinful suspicion is the one that is expressed. If it is not expressed, it is not sinful. So in other words, brothers and sisters, the sinful suspicion is the one that is acted upon, that leads a person to speak irresponsibly, or to probe and surveil his brother or sister Muslim, looking for any and every justification for what he suspects. When the suspicion is no longer a passing thought, but rather becomes a catalyst for words and deeds, in that case it ceases to be innocent or blameless, and the person who says it or does it or acts upon it is guilty of sin. Which is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says in continuation, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا, and do not spy upon one another. In other words, brothers and sisters, do not let your suspicion cause you to actively pursue the faults of other Muslims. Rather, تَغَافَلُوا, rather overlook, turn a blind eye, act as if you have seen nothing. Mind your own business and do not concern yourself with that which does not concern you, until and continue to give your brother or sister the benefit of the doubt until you are forced, you're absolutely forced to be skeptical. وقد روي عن بعض السلف أنهم كانوا يقولون, it has been narrated that some of the early Muslims, they used to say, إذا بلغك عن أخيك الشيء الذي تكرهه فالتمس له عذرا واحدا إلى 70 عذر فإن أصبته وإلا فقل لعل له عذرا لا أعرفه. They used to say, if you become aware of an abhorrent accusation against another Muslim, make an excuse for him and continue making excuses until you reach 70 excuses. فَإِنْ أَصَبْتَهُ, if you find a suitable excuse, accept that excuse and consider it an excuse for your brother. Otherwise, say perhaps he has an excuse that I am simply unaware of. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Brothers and sisters, as is often the case in matters like these, the Sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam echoes the sentiments of the Quran and urges Muslims to avoid suspicion and give their fellow Muslims the benefit of the doubt and avoid spying on each other. The Prophet said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for example, إِيَّاكُمُ الظَّنِّ فَإِنَّ الظَّنَّ أَكْذَبُ الْحَدِيثِ وَلَا تَحَسَّسُوا وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. He said, beware of suspicion, for verily suspicion is the most deceitful, the most lying speech. Do not listen in on the conversations of others, and do not actively pursue their faults, seeking to expose them. And he said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, يَا مَعْشَرَ مَنْ آمَنَ بِلِسَانِهِ وَلَمْ يَدْخُلْ الْإِيمَانُ قَلْبَهُ لَا تَغْتَابَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا عَوْرَاتِهِمْ فَمَنْ تَتَبَّعَ عَوْرَةَ أَخِيهِ الْمُسْلِمِ تَتَبَّعَ اللَّهُ عَوْرَتَهُ وَمَنْ تَتَبَّعَ اللَّهُ عَوْرَتَهُ يَفْضَحْهُ وَلَوْ فِي جَوْفِ بَيْتِهِ. He said, O audience of those who have believed with their tongues, but true faith has yet to enter their hearts. Do not backbite the Muslims, and do not search after their shortcomings. For verily he who searches after the shortcomings and faults of his brother Muslim, Allah will unearth his faults, And he who Allah unearths his faults, Allah will expose him, even the indiscretions he commits in the privacy of his own home. Allahumma sallim sallim, Allahumma sallim sallim. Before closing and before praying, I want to mention two announcements and then we'll pray. The first one is, as Brother Colby said, Jazakallah khair. Inshallah ta'ala, the intention is this coming Tuesday and every day going forward, we'll be offering Salat al-Maghrib here in the masjid. If you have volunteered to be with us as part of the check-in and pre and post sanitation, and you have not attended the orientation which we had on Wednesday, then please be with us tomorrow. We have another orientation 20 minutes before Maghrib. I believe the time is 7:15 tomorrow or 7:10. Please be with us for that, because we need to make sure everybody is trained and aware of how we have to conduct our business in order to have the prayer every day. Once we get this streamlined and we're able to do this effectively and consistently, then we can look to open the masjid for other prayers. Last but not least, the prayer calendars for the daily prayer times. If anyone wants a calendar to take home, we have another set of copies which are available upon exit. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين وذل الشرك والمشركين ودمر أعداءك أعداء الملة والدين وانصر عبادك الموحدين يا رب العالمين. اللهم من أرادنا أو أراد ديننا أو إخوان المسلمين في أي مكان بسوء فأشغله في نفسه واجعل كيده في نحري واجعل تدبيره تدميرا عليه يا قوي يا عزيز. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم اشف مرضانا ومرضى المسلمين. اللهم إنا نسألك الهدى والتقى والعفاف والغنى. اللهم آت أنفسنا تقواها وزكيها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وقوموا إلى صلاتكم.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. ألهاكم التكاثر حتى زرتم المقابر كلا سوف تعلمون ثم كلا سوف تعلمون كلا لو تعلمون علم اليقين لترون الجحيم ثم لترونها عين اليقين ثم لتسألن يومئذ عن عن النعيم.
الله أكبر.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
الله أكبر.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله